Hi everyone, welcome back to our small engine tutorial. Today we have a Ryobi RLT25CS trimmer. Today I'm going to show you how to rebuild the carburetor. And let's get started. To remove the carburetor, we need to remove this air filter cover, undo the screw. Using a Torx D25 screwdriver, remove the two screws that holds the carburetor. Now remove the throttle cable from the carburetor. Remove the two screws. And we have this gasket manifold in the back behind the carburetor. So it's right here. Okay, now we have the carburetor removed. Just remove the fuel line and also the fuel line, intake fuel line. This fuel line kit or fuel line systems is new, and just view on other video how we replace this new fuel line kit. Now we rebuild this carburetor. The tools that we need to rebuild this carburetor are: we need a carburetor cleaner, the small Phillips head screwdriver, the big Phillips head screwdriver, new or used toothbrush, tweezer for holding small parts, gasket or diaphragm, knife for scraping, metering gauge, and steel brush. Okay, now to rebuild this carburetor, we have a clean container here for small parts. Remove the 4 screws here and also the 2 screws on the collar. Now we have to remove the metering cover base. Now you can see that the metering diaphragm is broken. It's really stiff. So we have to replace that. Also the fuel pump diaphragm. Take the fuel pump diaphragm. Also the fuel pump gasket. Just carefully remove the fuel pump gasket so you won't leave any gasket, so minimize some cleaning. So we also have this jet need to be removed. So the jet has an O-ring. Also need to remove the collar. Okay. So now we have to clean this carburetor body and this one as well. And also we before we clean that, we need to remove the metering lever. So you need to hold the metering lever. So there's a spring underneath. while taking off the screw. You take the lever and the spring and the needle bolt. So we have to clean this one. So we use the knife to scrape the remaining gasket that stick onto the carburetor body. Okay, we use the steel brush to clean the carburetor with the remaining gasket. And this one as well. Okay, now we have to spray all the holes, the jet. Okay, make sure that you clean all the nozzles and holes in the carburetor with a carburetor cleaner. So the spray through the hole. Then with the pressure air cleaner. So using the air pressure, So make sure that you hold this one, you don't lose this one when you spray. So here's the mesh, which also damaged, so we have to replace this one as well. So you have to check the check valve. If the check valve is working, you have to spray this side with carburetor cleaner right on the middle hole there. It's not really a hole, but a check valve, and make sure that and check if the carburetor cleaner is going through the back or through the jet. And also when you spray from the back, from here, you shouldn't come back through that hole, so it stops the cleaner from going through. So you can see that the carburetor cleaner is going at the back instead of going through the hole. So that is a good sign that the check valve is good. Because if the carburetor cleaner goes on any direction, that means that this is no good. You need to replace this. Okay, to quickly clean the screws, take all the screws, place the screws into the T strainer with the steel wool inside, and use a steel wool to clean those tiny parts. So place all the screws inside the T strainer. Spray with the carburetor cleaner and shake. Okay, using the air pressure, so place it into the clean container. Now we rebuild the carburetor. Now we have this new kit. Also fits on Homelite as well. So let's open this and then we assemble the carburetor. For Australian customers, you can purchase the rebuild kit from our EB store or directly on our Vtech website. Go to our EB store and click Carburetor Parts, Carburetor Rebuild Kit, Ryobi, and look for the rebuild kit for Ryobi RLT25CS. Okay, using the round tip or drill bit, just push the mesh. First is we have to assemble the metering part. Place the metering spring. Insert the pin into the metering lever. Hold the metering lever and hook the needle and gradually lower that into the spring. Make sure to hold that in place, and the metering pin is also, make sure that it's sitting properly. Just hold that not to and place the screw back. Okay, you can release that. Let's tighten that. And now using the gauge, if you have the Walbro gauge, just use the WB side. So just place this one and make sure that this tip is just touching the end of the metering lever. If it is hitting the metering lever, then you need to hold the other end and push this one down. Hold this part and push this one down to bend it, and then you have to measure it again. So it's just enough that it's touching. Okay, that's all good. Now we have this jet. Place the O-ring into the jet. And place the jet into the main carby body. Now place the fuel pump gasket, fuel pump diaphragm, then the upper assembly, the metering gasket first. Make sure that the metering gasket first, then the metering diaphragm. Then place the cover. And put back the screws. Just put 2 screws to hold it down and screw it in. Okay, don't tie too much. Then put the remaining screws. Now you have to tighten the screw from here across, inside, then across, to distribute the compression to the gasket. Now we have to place this one. So to position this one towards the engine manifold, so it should be positioned this way, where you have these idle screws towards the throttle cable. So that's the pulse holes here towards the intake manifold. So put the screw back. Okay, that's all. So now the carburetor is now fully rebuilt, so it's ready for assembly. Now we install the rebuilt carburetor. To install the rebuilt carburetor, just connect the fuel line and the clip spring back. The intake fuel line, and you place the carburetor like this against the filter base and insert the two screws. Insert the new manifold gasket. Just hold the screw at the back while inserting this carburetor into the manifold. Now using the T25 Torx screw, tighten the screws. And insert the throttle cable into the swivel, into the locking screw. And you have to tension this throttle cable, just not tight too much, just like that, and then tighten the screw. Now tighten the two screws of the carburetor. And make sure that the fuel line is not too tight, not too loose or kinked, So it's all good. Then place the air filter back. And the air filter cover. Before that, make sure that you replace you hook this part here behind the air filter base. That's the stop switch that's connected to the stop switch power. So place the filter cover back. And that's all good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy our video tutorial for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos, and see you next time.